Hey everybody, welcome into another edition of The Last of Us, our recap and discussion videos here on the Arena Productions. I'm your host Expat, along with my co-host Burley. Burley, how you doing, man?
I've been better. I've been up since 3 a.m. Can't sleep. How have you
Why
been?
have you been up since 3 a.m. and why haven't you been able to sleep?
That
You
is
hearing those clickers out there? Yeah?
yeah. It's a lot of clickers out there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's hard to sleep when you hear their click noise.
Yeah. It's pretty hard, man. No, but anyway, so yeah, I hope you can get some sleep later on. But first, we have this video to do here. And before we get to it, I just want to let everybody know that this is a spoiler-filled recap and discussion of episode 6 called Kin of The Last of Us. So if you have not watched episode 6 yet, please go to HBO or HBO Max and go and watch it. And then after that, come back and enjoy our video, because we're going to be throwing a lot of spoilers out. So we don't want to make anybody upset because they didn't see the episode. So please go and watch it. So with that said, let's jump right into it, Burley. So we get like 3 months later. I mean, there's that little like 10-second flashback of Henry, you know, at the end of episode 5, you know, where he shoots himself in the head, and then they go like 3 months into the future, you know, they fast forward, and then they get into Wyoming area, into the snow and all, and they get to good old Graham Greene, the actor from Dances with Wolves and everything. Yeah, it's great to see him again. I hadn't seen him for a long time. Yeah, it's like him and his wife are all shacked up there, having a little nice life there, not having to deal with any infected. So he's going off hunting rabbits and, you know, and deer and all, and good old Joel's waiting for him in there. What'd you think of the scenes with Graham Greene and then his wife and Joel and Ellie there?
I like that. It was a nice little, because it opens, like you said, with the flashback of the last episode, and it just shows him coming into his little cabin with his wife, and just coming in with, like, I think it was like 3 rabbits he had, or 3 or 4 rabbits, and then it's Joel's in there, and being like, hey, I need to know where this is,
right? Where
I'm looking for him. I'm looking for this, and then he's like, pretty much, he's like telling him, but he's also pissed at his wife that his wife let him walk into this trap.
Yeah, and she made him something to eat too. I think it was soup or something like that. She made some soup for him and stuff.
It's like, you're giving our food, and like Joel is trying to be like, he's like, I don't want to kill you. I really don't want to be doing this. I just want information.
Yeah.
Give me the info and I'm gone.
Right. And so anyway, you know, he points on the map where they need to go, and everything's, you know, the river, that's the river of death or whatever, you know, and stuff like that. And so, but anyway, Joel and Ellie take off, and Ellie steals one of the rabbits, of course, you know, and they go heading off. And so in the next scene, we get the little campfire, and you can see the kind of like an aurora type of, the gas clouds in the air there. It was pretty cool, you know, being out there in the Wyoming wilderness. And this is a pretty powerful scene, because, you know, Ellie's mentioning, you know, they're going to make this vaccine, you know, and what are you going to do? Like, when there's a cure and everything, what, you know, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? And then she talks about trying to save, Henry's brother, who she knew that got bit, and she put some of she put some of her blood into, you know, the wound and everything. And of course, Joel's saying it's more complicated than that, you know. But I mean, what did you think of this exchange? It was a pretty powerful exchange here, pretty emotional.
I really liked it. It was a good character bonding moment between them. And, you know, it references the thing of last episode, because that was the thing with last episode. It was kind of like her just thinking, here, I'll share some blood and you're instantly going to be cured.
Yeah.
There's a little more to it, sweetie.
Yeah.
Science a little trickier than that. But like, I do appreciate that kind of thing. Of her trying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and go ahead, Burley. Go ahead.
and then them talking a little bit about Marlene and stuff. I really did like that.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course Joel takes the watch, but then he falls asleep, and obviously he wakes up, and Ellie's on watch and everything, and he's still kind of like doesn't trust her in a sense. It's like, wake me up, and she's like, yes sir, and everything. But yeah, I love that exchange. It was pretty good.
Oh, that was a great exchange, and you can't blame Joel, because Joel, he's lived through hell from this for 20-something years or whatever the amount of time.
Yeah.
And you know what? The only person you really can trust is yourself. As much as like she has helped him and he's helped her, whose skills are you going to rely more on for survival? Ellie or Joel's?
Right. Yeah, but then we get kind of earlier in the episode, as they were leaving that little shack there, Joel looked like he was starting to have a heart attack, and we see in this episode that either it's a heart attack or it's an anxiety attack. I think it's more of an anxiety attack.
Yeah,
in the sense that he's getting scared. And in this episode, we're going to talk about this in a little bit, where he really starts to feel vulnerable and to feel scared. We're going to get to that. But first, we get to Tommy. Of course, they finally make it over there to the safety zone that Tommy has set up there. And I like the part before they get to Tommy, though, where the horses surround them, and then the dog comes up and sniffs them. And then you think it. At first, I thought that Joel was gonna kill the dog before the dog sniffed Ellie. Because it's like Ellie's like panicking. It's like, oh my god, because he's gonna smell that I was infected, but I'm immune, but still, the dog's gonna attack me. And I thought Joel was gonna pull out the gun and shoot the dog, but no, the dog comes up and starts licking Ellie in the face. What did you think of that part?
I love that scene, because it's so tense and everything. Like, oh my god, is it gonna bite Ellie, and they're gonna fight, and they're gonna get into a fight here? Nope, the dog just goes and play. Ellie and the dog play. It's a nice little twist of expectations of what you think is gonna happen.
Right.
But they play it tense, like play it very well. I really do like that. And then them just talking back and forth. Joel's just trying to talk. They're like, no, we need to check you out first. Yeah. And I love that they come to the bay, and he tells them he's looking for his brother Tommy and all that. And then they get pulled in there. And I love that, like their guns get taken and everything. And Ellie's a little not too happy about that. But then you get the moment between Joel and Tommy meeting, and them just hugging it out, being reunited after 20 years or whatever it's been.
Yeah,
such a great moment.
Yeah, and then the scene when they're in the bar drinking and stuff, and and then he's mentioning, he's talking about the woman being, his wife and all as well. But in the diner area, I guess this is like a diner area. I love this part where just Ellie's just throwing F-bombs everywhere, man. I mean, and Joel's like trying to tell her, come on, mind your manners and all that. And then there's one girl like staring at her and everything because they're curious and all. And, Ellie's just like, what is she looking at? It's like, the tough girl from Boston, in a sense. Yeah. So I love that part, in a sense. But
that was just great. That whole the whole stuff in here was the best of the episode, just because it didn't rush stuff, and it just took its time, sat, and just the great conversations, dynamic between Joel and Ellie, and then them splitting off, Joel and Tommy, and Ellie and I forget Tommy's wife's name.
Right. Well, we'll just say Tommy's wife. But anyway, yeah. And she was talking to Ellie as she was cutting Ellie's, trimming Ellie's hair, and saying that she used to be an assistant district attorney, so an ADA, and so and then Ellie goes up, in the house and looks at that board and sees that, she had a child, that died like during the outbreak, and was like 3 years old or something, which is interesting because she must now be in her early 40s, I would say, because if the child was like 3 years old, in 2003. It's 20 years later. It's 2023, so she's probably in her early 40s now, I would say. But then finally, you know, Ellie sees, you know, the name of Joel's daughter, and of course, you know, the Tommy's new wife tells her about Joel's daughter, you know, and she uses that later on in the episode, because Joel, you know, we'll talk about that as he confronts Ellie again later. But let's get to the next scene. Well, I'm just gonna, you know, throw these up. But yeah, I mean, Tommy, you know, he's happy to see Joel, but then again, you know, he's kind of angry in a sense that Joel, you know, makes these remarks about, you know, about him, and you know, and having going to have a baby, going to have a kid, and all. And so then Joel like storms off saying that, you know, they'll get some supplies and they'll be out of their hair in the morning, you know, and everything. But yeah, I mean, I love this you know, dynamic and the emotions that are just running throughout this episode, and Ellie finding out more information about Joel's backstory, especially about his daughter, you know. So yeah, but let's get to the scene here where Joel is in kind of like the tool shed, and he's trying to repair his boots, but then Tommy brings in a new pair of boots for him, and then Joel just spills all the beans about Ellie. You know, it's like, she's immune, man, you know, and you know, she was bit and then she didn't turn, blah blah blah. And then Tommy's like, from the beginning, and then he starts talking about the situation, because initially he lied about you know, about Tess, you know, saying that, you know,
she's alive and she's all good.
Yeah, and but then he just spills, you know, everything out, you know, and tells the truth about what happened, and that you know, he made a promise to her after she was bit that he would, you know, deliver her and everything. But he's at the point now where he feels so vulnerable, because he felt that he should have been able, when they were in Kansas City, to take out that one boy that Ellie killed, and he's just like, I can't do this anymore, man. You know, it's just, I'm spent. You know, and he's like telling Tommy, you got to take her, man. You got to take her. You know, I just can't do it. What did you think of these scenes? I thought this was really powerful, and it's the first time in the series so far that we've seen Joel just literally break down.
It's just such great character moment here, in the acting between them, the lines of dialogue between both of them. This is just A+. I really enjoyed this, because it's just him breaking down and being like, you know, sorry I lied and all this. This is what, and I like it with, like you said earlier, that I believe it is anxiety, panic attacks and stuff like that. He's reached a breaking point, and which is fair. You know what? You go through 20 fucking years of this. You lose your fucking daughter to this. Yeah, you lose like Tess, such a close friend in Tess. He lost her a few months ago. Like, just all this, and not all the other hell that you've endured through this. Yeah, everyone's got their breaking point, and then you've got this girl you're trying to transport, who's the so-called cure. You see nothing but the hell on Earth, and the hell of all the other people that you've met along the way. Yeah, it's more than understandable that Joel is not only spent, he just mentally, he can't do it anymore. Yeah, I like that. And he's like trying to convince Tommy, I need you to do this for me. You were tight with the Fireflies, you were in with them. Yeah, like, can you finish this for me? Yeah, because I just can't do it anymore. Yeah, and ultimately Tommy agrees to do it. Yeah, but little do we know that, you know, it's funny. Ellie was watching a movie in the theater there that they had, and then she walks outside. But little do we know that she actually went and listened in on their conversation, because when Joel gets back to the house, boy oh boy, there's that confrontation there. You know, it's like, you know, why are you still here? You know, Ellie's, you know, asking Joel. You know, it's like, if you're gonna leave me. You know, but then she spills out the beans that she really, you know, she really cares for him, and she, you know, yells at Joel, do you care about me? And he goes, yes, of course I do. You know, but I mean, she was really angry at him because she felt like he was giving up on her.
and that she trusts him and only him, and I really like that part. It was very powerful, you know. But Joel was like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving in the morning. I'm getting out of here. Tommy's gonna take you. And then the morning comes, and then Tommy comes to the house, and Ellie and Tommy go to the barn area, and Joel's waiting there, and Joel says, I'll give you a choice. And then there wasn't even a split second of thought. Ellie's just like, let's go. Just throws the bag right into Joel's chest, and it's like, we're going. And then Tommy gets a smirk on his face there, because now he's starting to realize the close bond that has formed between Joel and Ellie. What did you think of that, man?
I love this. It was just so great, and like, it took straight lines from the game. She's like, who am I most safest with is you, and stuff like that. It's just so great. And it's just like, she tries to bring up his daughter, and he's just like, you do not mention that, because he can't take it. Like, if someone, because I've never lost a kid, but like, I imagine going through all that, losing a child, and going through this hell of this world, he has to bury everything to survive, and to just tell her, like, no, you cannot mention any of this.
And he's like saying to Ellie there, you don't know anything about loss, and she's like, everybody that I've basically known has died, and we're going to see that in the next episode, obviously, with the Left Behind DLC, which is going to be the next episode. So then we get to, of course, the trek to Eastern Colorado University, and they make it to the university, and you see all the monkeys, running through there and everything. But obviously, you get the raiders and all. And Joel takes one of them out, breaks one of their, breaks the neck of one of the raiders. But, then about 2 seconds later, we see that Joel had been stabbed, and so, but they get away on the horse. And then, of course, from blood loss, of course, Joel falls off of the horse, near the tracks out in the snow. And so Ellie is like, just completely panicking. It's like, don't die on me here. Don't leave me. I can't do this alone. I can't do this by myself. And then after that, we fade to black and the music starts. But powerful last scene, man.
Yep, that is a powerful last scene. But I kind of, this is the weakest point in the episode to me, that this just kind of, we had the whole Tommy stuff and all this great emotional stuff. I get it. It's to pay off with the ending for that. But it kind of felt this was a little rushed, this whole, okay, we just leave the dam. Now we're just getting to the part, for those that have played the game, we're going to get to the Left Behind in the next episode. Like, I get it. They only have so many episodes left. It kind of would have, I think a better ending would have just them been leaving Tommy in the dam. Just going on horse, leaving. Because this just, I understand this is just to set up the next episode, and we only have so many left, so we gotta kind of have to pick the pace up a little here. But I think it would have been better.
I think they want to finish up the first game in the first season. Season. And so I think that's why they put the, Eastern Colorado University scenes into this episode. Because, next episode's going to be Left Behind. Of course, that's going to take up the whole episode. So episode 8 will be where Ellie confronts the man in the snow and all, and then Joel is going to get back, back up into things. And then after that, they're going to head off to, I think, on the map, they were looking at Salt Lake City. So I don't know if they're going to go there, but either that or to Seattle, of course. So they're going to, it seems like they're kind of rushing it in a sense. I kind of agree with you that this could have been probably in the next episode. But I think they're just, I think in a sense it's being a little rushed because they want to finish, the first game in the first season, and then season 2 starts at the beginning of the second game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know how they're going to do that, but yeah, we shall see.
We're just going to wait and see. But I really did enjoy this episode a lot. I'm really enjoying the show. Can't wait to see how the last, was it 3 or 4 episodes we got?
Yeah, on Wikipedia, it only shows 9 episodes, but I think it's supposed to be 10 because usual HBO series are 10 episodes, I think. So, but yeah, I think 10. So hopefully, I hope it's 10. Yeah.
Whether it's 9 or 10. So far, it's been a really good show. A really good adaptation. They've changed things, which I'm all for. Change things. It doesn't need to be a 1-to-1. You can change things and still make it good.
Yeah. So anyway, this has been our episode 6 titled Kin review and recap discussion episode for The Last of Us here on the Arena Productions. So I've been your host Expat along with my co-host Burley. We hope to catch you in the next one. Of course, this has been a great series so far. And we hope to catch you for episode 7's recap and discussion. It's obviously, as we said before, it's going to be based on the Left Behind DLC. So it's going to be kind of like the flashback episode for Ellie. So we hope that you join us for that episode as we recap and discuss it. So until then, take care, everybody, and have a great week. Peace.
Take care, everyone.
Out.